Attracting and holding the attention of someone you are romantically interested in is no easy feat. There are a number of factors that go into their opinion of you, and unfortunately, there are certain habits that cause people to be perceived in an unattractive light. While some of these unappealing behaviors are difficult to overcome, it's possible to evaluate and get rid of those that are not part of your personality naturally. There are some things that could cause you to be viewed as an undesirable partner. No one is perfect, and each person must decide what works and does not work for them when it comes to relationships. However, by being aware of what habits could be doing more harm than good and making an effort to break them, you can improve your success and relationship satisfaction in the future. In this video, we are going to present you with 7 habits that a man unattractive. Number 1. Poor hygiene. Poor hygiene is one of the bad habits that make a man unattractive. Hygiene is an important part of any person's life, and poor hygiene can make a person come across as unclean and unkempt, which can make them unattractive. Things such as poor dental hygiene, poor body odor, unkempt hair, and scruffy clothes all contribute to a person's poor hygiene. It is important to develop good hygiene habits such as having good oral hygiene, taking regular showers, always staying fresh and clean, and dressing appropriately. Having poor hygiene habits can give off the impression that someone does not put much effort in trying to look attractive. It can convey messages of laziness and apathy, which will make a man look unattractive. Taking care of one's hygiene is not only about appeasing other people, but also it can be a good way to boost self-confidence. When someone looks and feels clean, it can give them an increase in self-esteem and will come across as more attractive. Number 2. Bad attitude. Having a negative attitude is one of the most unattractive habits a man can possess. Not only is it a huge turnoff for potential partners, but it also can have a destructive impact on relationships with family, friends, and work associates. It can even affect the way that people perceive you. A general crankiness or propensity to complain can have a strong negative effect on somebody's ability to find success, personally and professionally. Bad attitudes involve seeing everything as inherently negative and believing everything is out to get you. Generally, people with a bad attitude limit their potential because they don't put themselves in a position to learn, grow, and develop. Too often, people with bad attitudes will also have a hard time taking ownership of doings and thinking that they need to personally change and be accountable for their decisions. Life throws curveballs, but it's important to stay positive in the face of challenges. Number 3. Poor self-care. Poor self-care is one of the bad habits that make a man unattractive. It refers to how a man takes care of his physical and emotional well-being. Self-care includes habits like grooming, getting enough sleep, eating healthy foods, exercising regularly, and engaging in activities and hobbies that make a man feel emotionally replenished. Poor self-care habits might include skipping meals, not getting the necessary amount of sleep, not exercising, failing to groom or dress in an appropriate manner, and not paying attention to emotional needs. Women notice when a man neglects his self-care routines. It immediately gives off a negative impression that he either doesn't take the time to take care of himself or doesn't care enough about himself to do so. Poor self-care can put a damper on a romantic relationship because it's hard to love another if one isn't loving to oneself. Number 4. Insensitive behavior. Some men may think insensitive behavior is a manly trait, but it actually makes them far less attractive in the eyes of many. From constantly cutting off conversations with women to ignoring their feelings, being oblivious to a woman's thoughts or feelings is really detrimental to a romantic relationship. It's important for men to be aware of their partner's emotional cues and to be cautious about the words and gestures they use while interacting with a potential mate. Showing a little sensitivity and openness can go a long way in creating a more attractive persona. If men take the time to be mindful of their partner's emotional needs, they can come off as much more desirable. When it comes to attraction, men should always remember that treating their mates with respect and compassion is the key to creating a stable and loving bond. Number 5. Over-aggressive. Being overly aggressive is an unattractive quality in men. Men who exhibit an aggressive attitude may appear to be threatening and unapproachable. They may come off as too controlling or belittling of not only others, but themselves. It can be intimidating for someone getting to know them and even make them fearful or guarded. Those around them may feel uncomfortable and judged, or may feel like they can't talk to him openly because of a perceived hostile attitude. It can be damaging to any and all potential relationships with both friends and potential romantic ones. In some cases, a man may be behaving in this way because of unresolved issues or stress in personal or professional life, and it is important to understand the root causes. But in order to free himself from this cycle of aggression, a man must learn to take an honest look at himself and identify why he is behaving in such a manner and find healthy solutions for these issues. Number 6. Poor listening skills. When it comes to relationships, poor listening skills can be a real turnoff for potential partners. Listening is an essential element in any relationship, as it helps partners get to know and understand each other better. Poor listening skills suggest that one partner, or both, is not making the effort to engage in meaningful conversation and show interest in their partner's life. Listening is about more than just hearing the words that another is saying. It's about being present and open to conversation, using active listening skills such as making eye contact, using verbal cues, and validating and understanding the feelings and points of views expressed by the other person. Ultimately, if you want to make a good impression on someone, it's important to actively listen and pay full attention to the conversation you are having. This will show the other person that you value them and respect their opinions. Number 7. Lack of self-confidence. The worst habit that make a man unattractive is that of lacking self-confidence. Men who are insecure and lack the belief in themselves to approach situations with assurance will often make the women around them uncomfortable. It's not always easy for a man to embrace his true inner self and show confidence, but this is an absolutely necessary trait for any man who is seeking an attractive quality in himself. A lack of self-confidence can put off potential mates because it conveys a sense of fragility and inner doubt that is often not attractive to women. Those with a lack of self-confidence often tend to doubt themselves, thus leading to insecurity. This insecurity can cause men to not speak or act, which can also be seen as a sign of weakness by women. Being confident is a trait that can be developed. The key is practice. The most successful relationships are usually built on a strong foundation, where both partners have worked hard to be good partners and good people. In order to cultivate a successful and satisfying relationship, it is important to do what it takes to make yourself as attractive as possible. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay tuned to such factful content. Thanks for watching.